Hi everyone, my name's Jill Harvey. I'm one of the careers advisors here at Roehampton. I'm just about to share my screen with you to run a session on covering letters, and we will take about 20 minutes or so for us to get through. I hope you find it useful. This part of the webinar series takes you through how to write a covering letter. It's the norm to send a covering letter to a company and to introduce your CV. The two go hand in hand really in the application process. Of course, both letter and CV writing should really be outcomes of thinking through your career decisions first. They are part of the actions that you should take once you've decided the direction that you're going in. Letter writing is a really key tool in your career management kit bag, but it's much more likely to be successful when it comes after some reflection on your own skill set and those needed by the employers that you're applying to. So I'm going to focus on really the primary purpose and presentation of letters and where you can find further help. A good letter is really the start of the selection process because it's the first thing to be read, introducing you as a candidate and highlighting why you should be considered. It encourages an employer really to read beyond and to your CV. A letter or a covering email showcases your interest and your enthusiasm for the role and outlines what you have to contribute. Put yourself in your reader's shoes. Why should they consider you for this particular job? Your letter is there to showcase what you know about the organisation too. And it's a place where you align yourself with their company, with their values and with their culture. Letters take time to write because they should be tailor-made to each vacancy. Expect a letter to take a few drafts. It's often better left overnight before your final read-through. It gives you time to think and to edit. Overall, its purpose is to convey something of your personality, to persuade and to get your CV read, and to move you through to the next stage of the selection process. In the age of the email, LinkedIn, it's surprising how many people are no longer familiar with the conventional letter format. They're not covered very much at school anymore, and you can get caught out as an adult when you're asked for one. So familiarise yourself with the basic format here. Usually your own address goes on the top right, the person and the contact details of the person you're writing to on the left, followed by a date and your salutation. It helps to have a title line that can include any references for the post that you're applying for, followed by the body of your text and a correct sign-off. This is, if you know the person that you are writing to, then it's fine to put yours sincerely. If, on the other hand, you're writing to dear sir or madam, then you can sign off with faithfully. Covering letter essentials. A concise letter demonstrates a focus and strong communication skills, so keep it short, no more than the side of A4 in 12 points and well spaced. Ideally, find a named person to write to and use fairly formal language. As with your CV, use positive descriptive words to convey confidence and enthusiasm, and always watch your spelling and grammar. We're not really a professional proofreading service. We're happy to make corrections as we read through your letter and give you some overall feedback, but in the end, you're always responsible for your final checks. Above all, be clear about what you're writing, why you're writing, and give it structure with a series of concise paragraphs. Like an essay, but in brief, it should have a logical structure. Which role are you applying for? Where did you see it advertised? And why are you contacting them about opportunities? What are your current circumstances? These are all some of the things that you can address in an opening paragraph. Remember, the content is informed by all of your careers thinking so far. So you should know really why you want the position and seek to describe this in terms of what you can give or contribute rather than what you can get. For an example, an opportunity to use your specific skills rather than for the holidays or for the prestige. Points 3 and 4 here are a little interchangeable, but they should both be addressed. It's a matching exercise really between you and the employer's criteria. You might conclude with when you're available for interview or why you're an excellent fit for the place and for the position. On to the body of your letter. The central paragraphs are where you do two things. You make your case and you show how much you know about the organisation that you're applying to, and you draw parallels as closely as possible between what the role is asking for and what you're able to offer. Refer to the specific skills and experience in your CV which match the spec, and do this quite explicitly. Emphasise your qualities and the approach that you have to work to give your letter a personal twist. Overall, put yourself in the recruiter's shoes. Why should they consider you? On to the introduction. Keep this sentence quite brief, 2 or 3 sentences, and explain what stage you're at in your studies and your career. Be clear about the position that you're applying for and where you saw it, and then move through and on to why you want the position. It's important to talk in specifics rather than generalisations. Cite particular examples to support why you've been prompted to apply, and try to avoid cliché like "I've always wanted to work in the media" or "I'm passionate about this or that." It means not very little and it sounds quite weak and without evidence. Why then? It's always good to have a short paragraph in there that explains why you want to work for that employer or business in particular, and which conveys that you've done some research. This detail is an attempt to customise the vacancy, and it will lift your application letter above the basic. Research well using sites such as LinkedIn, Twitter, annual reports and sector profiles on Target or Prospects or CareerLink. This both customises your application and begins your preparation for an interview. So, why you? Again, selling yourself for the role means being specific about what you can contribute. Make it really easy for selectors to read across from your letter to their selection criteria. You're not repeating your CV, you're headlining the most relevant parts of it in relation to what they've asked for. It should be a cross-ticking exercise between your experience and competencies and what they're looking for. Again, avoid being generic and instead demonstrate specific examples and achievements. What have you done and where? Where does your potential lie? Closing paragraphs can be difficult, but it's mostly about summing up your suitability and keeping the tone positive enough to give a recruiter confidence in you and make them want to read on. It should never be pleading or arrogant. The closing paragraph should affirm your interest in the position and summarise your suitability for the job. It should make them feel that you're really interested in them, keen to find out more, and make them confident that you're a suitable candidate. Further resources on the student portal include both a cover letter builder and visual examples, as well as a cover letter masterclass. External to the university, Prospects is sound and equally comprehensive. If you need individualised help with letters, then sending drafts by email or for written feedback, and then booking appointments to discuss them is perfectly possible. And you can book appointments on your CareerLink on the student portal, and you can email drafts directly to careers@roehampton.ac.uk. If it's quick questions, you can just sign into our live chat service. If you have any questions, similarly, you can email careers@roehampton.ac.uk. and a duty advisor will be able to get back to you quite quickly. I hope this gives you an overview and a good start to your covering letter preparation. There is more detail that you can get online using the resources, and you can get personalised feedback on drafts and examples. Do please get in touch. Hope you found it useful. Bye.